The Hunter exams were wild. I mean, we had this guy, we had this guy, we had this guy, we had this guy? We had this exam, we had this exam, we had this exam. We even had a goddamn cooking exam. What is this, fucking Food Wars? But the Hunter exams are the first arc in the now classic shonen Hunter x Hunter that covered the first 38 chapters in the manga and the first 21 episodes in the anime. The Hunter exams are the first arc that introduces people to Hunter x Hunter and thus is the first to make people fall in love with the series, me included. I remember how instantly I fell in love with the series with this arc and Togashi's amazing character writing and dialogue and just a fun, adventurous atmosphere to surround it with. Gon was a character who just instantly clicked with me, and I just couldn't get enough of his immensely positive attitude and determination, and I still feel like he's one of the best shonen protagonists to this very day. So recently I decided, you know what, I think I'll rewatch the Hunter exams and relive the quaint building blocks that started this timeless series that I love so much today. But now, after rewatching the Hunter exams, my only thought is, holy shit, was this arc always this unhinged? I mean, goddamn, I don't remember half of the stuff that MC, who, keep in mind, is just a 10-year-old fucking child, had to go through being this batshit insane. Jesus. Let's just start with the first exam, the infamous running exam. The sheer amount of running that takes place here is insane. I mean, I feel like I lost 10 pounds just from watching it. Even just the beginning portion of the exam makes David Goggins' marathon look like a goddamn cakewalk. Like, look at this shit. Could you do that? I couldn't, and I ran track as a freshman in high school, which basically qualifies me as a gold medal running Olympian. And just to make matters worse, after completing 80 kilometers of non-stop straight running, the prompter approaches a staircase. Now, you might think, okay, now after 80 kilometers, I'm sure the running portion of this exam is done, and the stairs are somehow just a part of the next exam, right?
Wrong.
Once here, the prompter only starts to pick up the pace, running much faster than before, all while now climbing up stairs. Yeah, there's no way I'm becoming a hunter. Then there's the second exam, the cooking exam. The second exam is a pretty cut and dry hunt and feast competition. Each contestant must go hunt some wild boar and then cook the tastiest meal they can with their game for the judges to decide who cooked the best dish. This seems pretty tame, especially compared to the last exam, right? And yeah, it is. The hunting and the cooking goes pretty smoothly, and most contestants finish with a pretty respectable supper. All seems well, and the contestants are eager to have their meals tasted and judged so they can move on to the next exam. That is until the pompous judges actually taste the food and detest every single dish any contestant makes, spitting out their food and throwing it on the ground like they're some sort of Gordon Ramsay from Hell's Kitchen.
Fucking problem. Yes, I do! Man, fuck me. This is wrong!
I'm no chef by any means, but is some pretentious culinary douchebag where to just sit there and completely disregard the preparing and literal boots to the ground hunting I did to prepare the dish before their eyes, yeah, we're gonna have a problem. Next is the third exam, and this is probably my personal favorite exam that happens in this arc. I loved it the first time I watched it, and I feel like I love it even more after rewatching it. This was a really cool idea for an exam, and I think it was executed very well. A lot of people say this exam's pacing is extremely slow, but I don't really feel like it was. Maybe being a One Piece fan skewed my idea of how pacing should be, but I feel like this arc isn't longer than it should be, especially because it's entertaining all the way through. But either way, slow or fast, this arc was just insanity. All contestants are dropped at the top of Trick Tower by airship and have 72 hours to get to the bottom. The first test in the tower is to win at least 3 out of 5 matches, which can be of any variety, with prison inmates who are incentivized to win by having their sentences reduced by the amount of time they can keep the contestants inside of the tower. Like, huh? This definitely seems like it would fall under the pretenses of cruel and unusual punishments. But hey, I mean, if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't mind. Stall 2 10-year-olds, a dumbass, a fat ass, and a femboy. Bring it on. The first match starts with a round from the true villain of Hunter x Hunter. Fuck Hisoka. Fuck the king. Fuck Thickums. Fuck them all. None of them compared to this devil seed, this spawn of Satan himself, Tanpa. This man Tanpa is pure evil, okay? He puts any shitty Marvel villain to shame without even breaking a sweat. Tanpa's sole objective in joining the hunter exams every year is not to pass them, not to become a hunter. No, fuck all that. He just wants to crush newbies, making unnecessary and a lot of times detrimental obstacles for them to face, just to make sure that nobody becomes a hunter. He is the definition of a hater. He'll literally go as far to give contestants laxatives so they shit themselves during the running portion of the exams. Jesus, is that cruel. Tanpa is the epitome of a scumbag, and is what makes me love his character so much. This guy's evil buffoonery was just a treat to watch, and was just a great addition to this arc. So, of course, not caring about winning the exam, he just throws the match immediately, already putting the crew at a disadvantage right at the very start. Jesus, is this guy a dick. There's 4 other prisoners the crew face off against, all of which are weird in their own right. I'm definitely gonna mispronounce some of their names, so I apologize in advance, but they're Sudokan, a serial bomber who Gon goes up against, Majitami, who claims to be from the Spider Troop and goes up against Kropica, Layout, an attractive lady who Leorio goes up against. I'll talk about that in a second. And Jonas the Dissected, a man responsible for the murder of at least 146 people with his bare hands, who Killua goes against. Gon's match is cute, and it ends with him blowing out his opponent's candle to win. Kropica's match at first is just a pretty standard fight until his opponent isn't killed by him, just knocked out, which poses a problem for the crew, but it's pretty easily resolved. Then there's Leorio's and Killua's match, which are both something. In Leorio's match, his opponent offers him a deal he just simply couldn't refuse. He would have to throw his match, but in return, she would let him cop a feel of her luscious breasts. That's one form of strategy, I guess. Yeah, I can't say I really blame him for accepting, but like, come on, I think getting a hunter's license is at least a little bit more important than a pair of titties. Then there's Killua's match, where Killua has a one-on-one fight with a man who at least claims to have killed 146 people with his bare hands. My first time watching this, I was tuned up, expecting to see a good tense fight where the outcome would be unpredictable and it would just be a good battle to end the exam with. But no, instead of that, Killua just fucking rips his heart out instantly and shows it to him, exclaiming that Jonas is an amateur and he is a pro. Jeez, talk about brutality. What other show would do something like this? Isn't this supposed to be a shonen? Right off the bat, they just have the second MC ripping hearts out. Yeah, this whole exam was something else, but in a good way. Then lastly, I wanted to address these 2 characters in particular and why they add to the overall insanity of this arc. Hisoka for, well, obvious reasons. And then Kropica for actually the complete opposite reason. Kropica throughout the Hunter exam arc seems surprisingly tame, especially compared to how he is in other arcs. I know his character type is supposed to be a quiet but deadly killer with a mysterious background, but in this arc he just feels like a quiet, middle-of-the-road strength character. Sure, he's obviously stronger than Leorio, but compared to Gon and Killua, he doesn't even hold a candle to them, at least in this arc. This is pretty weird considering how strong he gets in later arcs, but I don't know. On my first watch of this arc, Kropica was definitely my least favorite of the main 4, and going back to this arc a second time, I still feel like he is my least favorite, at least in the confines of strictly the Hunter exams arc. His strength just seemed more subdued here, and it always just feels like he was never showing his full potential. Just a weird thing that I picked up throughout this arc. But yeah, those are just my thoughts after rewatching the Hunter exams. It just baffled me how much batshit crazy shit happened in this arc that I really didn't even remember. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's the end. You know, leave a like, subscribe. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.